Okay, this is a short video on how to create a pictograph in Excel. So what I want to do, we're going to graph this data right here. But before I start, let me just show you what the end result will look like. Go over here to this tab. So basically, we're going to start with a very basic 2D column chart, very boring, very standard. But we're going to go ahead and turn it into this very cool pictochart, pictographs. They're called pictocharts or pictographs. And basically, they are images that represent the different columns. So that's what we're going to end up with. Go back here. And I'm going to select the range here. Insert. And I'm going to just choose a basic 2D column chart. And by the way, I am using Excel for Windows, and there's a slight difference between Excel for Windows and Excel for Mac, and I will show that to you when I finish setting up this pictochart in Excel for Windows. So we've got a basic chart here, and what I need to do is first double click on any of these columns, and that will bring up the Format Data Series pane, and you can widen this or narrow it if you need to. So got to click on the fill in line button here, the little paint bucket icon. Go to fill, and then one of the options is picture or texture fill. So that's the one we're going to go with. And initially, the columns just fill in with whatever the last option was. But what we're going to do is we're going to fill in each of these columns with a picture. So I'm going to do a single click on the first column to unselect the other columns. Otherwise, that picture that I choose will be inserted into all of the 4 columns. And I just want the first one to be inserted in the first column. So click on picture fill, and then the picture source, I'm going to click on insert. And in Excel for Windows, we get 4 choices of how to find our pictures. The first choice, called from a file, is if I had already gone online and searched for the relevant images and then saved them to my local system. So I would click on the front from a file to navigate to the folder where I saved the images. Also, if you just take pictures yourself with, say, a smartphone and then transfer them to your PC and save them to your local system. The next option is stock images, and this is just Microsoft's image library that you can try to find certain images. The third choice is online pictures, where we can go online immediately and use Microsoft's Bing search engine to find our pictures. And this is the one we're going to choose. The last option is also a Microsoft icon library. And again, you can navigate through their library of icons to try to find something. So I'm going to go back to online pictures, choose that one, and the search engine pops up. This is, you can see here, powered by Bing. So I can just search in a keyword, or I'm just going to use one of their categories here. The first type of image is going to be a dog. So we're going to click on the dog category, and I'm going to turn off this Creative Commons. And let's see, how about this dog here? Click insert. And initially it's going to fill in as a stretched image, but then we're going to go down here slightly to the bottom and change the stretch to a stack. And when I'm finished, I'll show you how to make the columns wider as well to make the images far more visible. Okay, now we're going to go to the next one, which is cats. And we've got picture, texture fill. We're going to go to insert, online pictures. And I'm going to go to the cats category here. And we'll just find a cat. How about this little kitty? Insert. And again, it's going to stretch into the column, and we're going to change that to stacked. Okay, next one, exotic birds. Insert button. Online pictures. The birds. And let's see, how about, oh, this one here. Insert. Fill in the stretch. We're going to change that to stack. And then the last one is everybody's favorite, snakes. Insert online images. And on this one, I'm going to have to type in a keyword. And let's see. We'll find a nice friendly old snake. How about this guy right here? Insert. And that'll come in stretched, hopefully. Let's try that again. This one here, insert. There we go. And we're going to change that to stacked. Okay. Now, we need to make these columns wider so the images are far more visible. So what I'm going to do is click on this series options button next. And one of the options is this gap width option. If I drag this to the left, you can see that I can make those columns wider. We're basically narrowing the gap in between the columns. That looks pretty cool. Now, the last step that I like to do is to move this entire chart to a new sheet. So I'm going to click the Move Chart button up here in the ribbon and choose New Sheet. I'll just type Finished. Okay. And there we go. Our pictograph on its own sheet, and you can see the stacked images very clearly. So that's how you use Excel for Windows to create a pictochart. And now I'm going to show you the difference with using Excel for Mac. So I need to stop sharing here and share my screen again. And this time go to the Excel for Mac right here. Okay, so we've got Excel for Mac up. Basically, everything is the same except for one major step. So I'm going to select our range. Again, go to Insert, grab a basic 2D column chart. Again, very basic and boring. Okay, now we're going to double click on the column. Going to go to the Fill in Line icon button. Go to Fill, Picture or Texture, and we're going to do an insert. And here's the main difference is we don't get those four options of where to find our pictures. So with Excel for Mac, you have to go and find your images online with a web browser first, and then save them locally to a folder on your Mac computer. Or if you take some pictures with a smartphone, you have to save them locally to your computer first, and then once we, let me just close this again. So once we click the insert button, we then have to browse to where the images were saved and insert them individually. So here's, I've got these saved already. So I'm going to go to insert, and you can see I forgot to do a single click on the first column. So I'm going to undo that. Another single click on the first column so the others are not selected. Insert, grab this image, insert, and there it comes in a stretch. We're going to choose stack. And I'll do one more here. Click on the second column, insert, grab a cat image, stacked, or stretched. I'm going to turn it into stack. And then again, once I fill in all four columns, I would go to the series options button and change the gap width to widen the column. And then I can also move this whole chart to its own sheet using the move chart button up in the ribbon. So that's how you create a pictograph in either Excel for Windows or Excel for Mac. And I hope this little tutorial helped you.